Remember Quibi, the streaming service that promised to revolutionize how we watch videos on our phones? It was supposed to be the next big thing, backed by Hollywood heavyweights, and boasting bite-sized content that would fit perfectly into our busy lives. But just 6 months after its launch, Quibi folded like a cheap suit, leaving investors, creators, and viewers scratching their heads. What happened?
Well, Quibi is shutting down 6 months after launching its short-form streaming service.
In this video, I'll reveal the mystery behind Quibi's spectacular implosion, explore those very factors that led to its downfall, and answer why it failed to capture the hearts and minds of consumers. So stay tuned until the end, and don't forget to subscribe first. Quibi, the short-form streaming platform, burst into the scenes in 2020, flaunting a revolutionary idea. Entertainment tailored for our smartphone-obsessed lives. Imagine high-quality, bite-sized content that fits neatly into our hectic daily routines. With industry stalwarts Jeffrey Katzenberg and Meg Whitman at the helm, Quibi got a mission to captivate our attention spans, increasingly fractured by the chaos of modern living. Their unique mechanism was quick, slick videos, each about 10 minutes long, primed for those fleeting moments in our busy schedules. However, despite its promising beginnings, Quibi's trajectory sharply turned downward. I'll discuss the core reasons for its shutdown later in the video. Before that, let's rewind a bit to its glamorous debut. History. Back in August 2018, Jeffrey Katzenberg and Meg Whitman got together to start a mobile streaming platform. Originally named New TV, they jazzed it up and rebranded it as Quibi in October 2018. This platform was all about short, snappy 10-minute episodes. They called them Quick Bites. The name Quibi itself? Well, it came from Quick Bites. Pretty clever wordplay, right? Now, these people weren't playing around when it came to getting cash. They hit up everyone. Major film studios, TV networks, tech companies, banks, basically anyone with pockets deep enough to invest a cool $1 billion into their project. Disney, Fox, NBC, Sony, you name it, they were on it. Fast forward to 2019, Quibi was prepping for its big debut in April 2020. They had their marketing game on point, even securing investments from BBC Studios. By the end of that year, they already sold out all of their ad spots for the first year, pocketing a whopping $150 million. Not bad at all, considering it was all just gearing up. Then in 2020, they hit the Consumer Electronics Show with all of their grand plans, showcasing their content, tech stuff, and partnerships. They even struck a deal with the Canadian telecom giant BCE. You know, the people behind CTV News and TSN? Yeah, those guys. They were going to cook up some Canadian news and sports content exclusively for Quibi. Plus, Bell Mobility was all set to be Quibi's main marketing buddy up north. It was like they had the recipe for success. Star-studded investors, bundles of cash, and partnerships galore. But as the curtains lifted for the big premiere in April of 2020, things didn't quite go as planned. A great, but not so great launch. Quibi burst onto the scene on April 6, 2020, strutting its stuff in the United States and Canada. It spread its wings into the United Kingdom, Ireland, Australia, and Germany, offering an ad-free version of the app on launch day itself. People were curious. It shot up the App Store ranks, making it to number 3 with about 300,000 downloads, setting off some positive buzz. People were loving the shows, great reviews, claps, and all that jazz. But then, here's the twist. People weren't thrilled about the whole pay-as-you-watch on your phone-only situation. I mean, come on. When YouTube and TikTok are doing their thing for free, it's tough to sell a pay-per-view kind of deal, right? A week later, Quibi was nowhere to be found among the top 50 most downloaded free iPhone apps in the US. It had a rough landing, chilling around the 125th spot by early May. Sensor Tower said, hey, 2.9 million people installed the app, while Quibi was playing it cool with 3.5 million. But only 1.3 million decided to stick around to watch the show. Katzenberg, one of the Quibi bigwigs, had to admit they didn't exactly set the world on fire. Blaming it on the pandemic, he said, hey, the virus messed with our grand plans. On the other hand, Whitman, another big cheese at Quibi, was keeping her head high, seeing some silver linings in the cloud. Realizing they needed a serious makeover, Quibi started letting users share content on social media. They also added the nifty feature of watching shows on bigger screens, not just squinting at your phone. Now, you could sling shows from your phone to your TV using AirPlay or a Chromecast, giving your eyes a break from the tiny screen. They even invented their own screenshotting thingamajig. June rolled around, and suddenly Quibi was taking drastic measures, like cutting exec paychecks voluntarily. Despite their struggle, they were still fishing for subscribers, targeting 2 million by year-end, way off from their dreamy 7.4 million goal. After that, they dished out a free ad-supported version down under in August. Then in October, Quibi leveled up, joining the big leagues by landing on Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Google TV. But things started to look shaky. News broke that Quibi was flirting with the idea of a sugar daddy, an acquirer, or perhaps even going public by merging with a shell corporation. They were waving around $200 million, hoping to make it rain. But the future for this snappy video platform seemed anything but certain. According to the gossip mill at the Wall Street Journal, Quibi goofed up a bit. They misjudged what young people would fancy watching and burned cash on ads like it was going out of style. Maybe they just overdid it, trying too hard to be the talk of the town. The funniest part is that Quibi's blunder became comedy material. I mean, seriously, it became a sitcom joke. In one episode of Royal Crackers, they couldn't resist poking fun at Quibi's misfortunes. From Hollywood dreams to sitcom punchlines in a flash, the unfortunate shutdown. 6 months after its debut, Quibi faced the final curtain call on October 21st, 2020. As the Wall Street Journal spilled the beans about its imminent closure, the bigwigs, Katzenberg and Whitman, later verified the news, pulling the plug on the whole shebang. Speaking to Deadline Hollywood, Katzenberg bluntly said, "Let's not pour more money down this sinkhole. It won't change the thing. We'd just be burning cash without results." He pointed fingers at the pandemic as part of the misfortune. When word got out, it was like a scene from a suspense flick. The fate of all the shows in the pipeline hung in the air.
The short-form streaming service Quibi, the startup is shutting down.
Those in the works, those half-baked, and those just ideas scribbled on napkins. Why? Well, Quibi didn't own any of its original shows. Nope, none. The creators kept their baby shows and had the freedom to shop them around in a few years' time, leaving Quibi in the lurch. The shutdown news hit hard, and Quibi set its date with destiny, on or around December 1st. It was a premature finale for a platform that aimed high but stumbled in the race, facing the harsh reality of the streaming world. Reasons for disastrous downfall. Now, let's investigate some shocking reasons for the horrible downfall of Quibi. I'll reveal the most horrible yet unbelievable one that I'm pretty sure you'll agree with if you ever got the chance to use its subscription. So stick around to learn from Quibi's mistakes. Lots of confusion. At the top of Quibi's hierarchy, there were some serious issues before it even took off. Whitman and Katzenberg, the dynamic duo supposed to lead the charge, had their own battles brewing. Whitman contemplated exiting her CEO role because she felt Katzenberg was too domineering, undermining her authority, and frankly, not being the best office buddy. According to the Wall Street Journal, things were pretty rocky between them. To add to the mess, neither Whitman or Katzenberg quite grasped the modern phone user or understood what the streaming crowd craved. They seemed oblivious to the reasons behind the roaring success of platforms like TikTok and Netflix. In a world where understanding your audience is everything, Quibi's top brass appeared to be scratching their heads. It's like trying to steer a ship in choppy waters when the captains themselves can't agree on the direction. Poor marketing strategies. Quibi's marketing was as scarce as water in the desert. Do you remember seeing an ad for Quibi while scrolling through TV channels or scrolling your Instagram or TikTok feeds? Chances are you didn't. The platform's advertising game was notoriously poor. There was this high-priced Super Bowl commercial that aired ages before Quibi even hit the screens, which ended up being more confusing than clarifying on what Quibi was. And after that, silence. No buzz on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. It's like they threw a party but forgot to send out invitations. The struggle with Quibi's marketing was real. They had a bunch of shows, some costing a fortune, but it felt like they were hiding them under a rock. That's why most of the world didn't even know they existed. Quibi's price was too high for its own good. Quibi's price tag was never justified for what it delivered. $5 a month for what I can only describe as meh entertainment, or a splurging $8 if you wanted to dodge the ads. Talk about a tough sell. Why pay for that when the internet is bursting with freebies on TikTok and YouTube and Twitch? And let's not forget the juicy shows and movies everyone's already binging on Netflix, Amazon, and Disney+. It left Quibi feeling like the pricey side dish that didn't quite complement the main course. They did a last-minute hustle with a free tier with ads in Australia and New Zealand, but let's be real, at that point, it was like showing up fashionably late to a party that was already wrapping up. The competition was already light years ahead. People were already investing in streaming subscriptions or having a blast with free online content. Quibi's fee was a tough sell, especially when you had so much quality stuff just a click away at no extra charge. Quibi ignored the power of memes. Do you know where Quibi missed the bus? In embracing the meme game. Seriously, the only Quibi clip that went viral was recorded by someone else on another phone. When Quibi kicked off, it didn't even allow screenshots or sharing clips from its shows. No share, no care, right? Without these basic sharing features, it was like shouting into the void. Let's face it, the big shots steering Quibi probably missed the memo on the future of entertainment, especially on mobile devices. It's not just about what you watch, it's about being able to share, remix, and create content from what you watch, throwing it out onto your social circles like confetti. That's how stuff gets buzzing, how things go viral. Quibi didn't quite clock that social element, and in today's entertainment scene, it's almost as important as the content itself. Quibi failed to produce quality shows. Quibi shows were like a bag of mixed nuts, and unfortunately, most were just, well, terrible. I mean, it's basic. If you want the audience to dish out cash, you better serve up some quality stuff. But Quibi's lineup felt more like they raided the bargain bin at a studio garage sale. Katzenberg and Whitman threw in over $1 billion for A-list Hollywood names and top studios, yet the content felt more like it came straight out of a comedy sketch from 30 Rock. They had these daily essentials meant to keep you in the loop with updates and recaps, but it was like YouTube deja vu. You could get the same stuff and honestly better for free on YouTube. That's a hard sell. Can you even name more than a handful of Quibi originals? Wireless, Die Hard, Survive, Hello, Echo, Nothing, exactly. The only one that sticks in my head is Murder Unboxed, which never even saw the light of day. Simply put, nothing about Quibi shows left a mark. It's like they vanished into thin air. What other mistakes do you think Quibi made? Do let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe. See you in the upcoming video.